These two teams at this time of year, St. Mary's and Santa Clara, will settle who will get the WCC's automatic bid to the NCAA tournament in this three-game set here on the first weekend of May. I am Kyle Morrison. Thank you so much for joining us here today on a gorgeous evening in the South Bay. St. Mary's, if they win here tonight, they not only will clinch the share of the WCC title, they will be the lone WCC champions here in 2026, and they will go to the NCAA tournament. Santa Clara needs to win all three games of this three-game series to get a share of the WCC title and go to the NCAA tournament themselves. So a lot on the line here for both these teams, and it's going to be a very good pitching matchup as the reigning WCC pitcher of the year. Carrie Ferguson will be going for the Broncos, while for St. Mary's, Madeline Hahn, one of the better pitchers and what has been one of the best pitching staffs in the conference, will be going for St. Mary's. After the break, we will have the starting lineups, and we'll continue to preview what is a huge weekend series between these two teams that have been the class of the West Coast Conference for the last 2 years. Once again, I am Kyle Morrison, and we will be back with more coverage after this break. Well, the national anthem finishing up here at Santa Clara Softball Stadium as the two best teams in the WCC will settle once and for all who will be getting the NCAA tournament berth out of this wonderful conference here this weekend over this three-game set. Let's give you the starting lineup here for St. Mary's, presented by West Coast Sports Institute. A lot to talk about when it comes to this St. Mary's lineup. They have one of the premier lineups in the WCC, but the one that really, at least comes out to me, Hannah Ferguson batting second for St. Mary's. She is currently third in the WCC in batting average at .417, having an absolutely phenomenal year. So that's the St. Mary's batting order as put together by Sonia Garrett, their 8th season head coach. Let's take a look at the defensive alignment here for Santa Clara. From left to right, it'll be Balmediano, Golub, and Gray. From third to first, Merlino, Rubio, Coran, and Davidson. Clements will be the catcher, and then, of course, Carrie Ferguson will be the starting pitcher here in the circle for Santa Clara this evening. Santa Clara is going to be relying on Carrie Ferguson here this weekend. She's the reigning WCC pitcher of the year, and she's having another phenomenal season, 2.78 ERA. This is her 23rd game started of the season, an 11-10 record. And between her and Ellison Schroeder, Santa Clara has put together one of the most lethal 1-2 punches at the top of their rotation, and I would not be surprised if Ferguson and Schroeder pitch, if not all the innings, definitely the lion's share of innings over this three-game set. assuming Santa Clara stays alive after tonight. All right, we are a few moments away from our first pitch of the game. Once again, I am Kyle Morrison. Thank you so much for joining us here this weekend. These two teams, St. Mary's and Santa Clara, actually took a share of the WCC title last year. Santa Clara ended up winning the conference on the tiebreaker as they defeated St. Mary's in their season series last year. And St. Mary's, they come in as, well, they're not just currently the leaders in the WCC. They are one of the best teams on the West Coast, 38-13, 13-2 overall in the conference. They have won 9 of their last 10, 12 of their last 14. And you know how I mentioned that Santa Clara is going to have to sweep them in this series to get the WCC, share the WCC Championship and move on to the NCAA tournament? Well, the last time that St. Mary's lost 2 in a row this season, which was on March 7th and 8th, to San Jose State. So this St. Mary's team has been elite in every sense of the word, and they're going to try to finish off this WCC conference once and for all here tonight. Camille Lara will lead things off here for St. Mary's against Carrie Ferguson, and here we go, folks. Let's enjoy the ride. First pitch from Ferguson. And there's a strike on the outside corner. First pitch at 6:06, 0-1 the count. Calvin Walker, our home plate umpire today. Down the first base line is Fred Barker, and down the third base line is Dan Cowan. 0-1 pitch here to Lara. And that's just off the outside. 1-1. So Gina Carbonado going to her ace here to start off this 3-game set against St. Mary's with Carrie Ferguson out in the circle. 1-1 pitch coming here from Ferguson. And just off the outside again. So all of Ferguson's pitches have been close so far, but it's 2-1. Last time out for Ferguson, well, she pitched in 2 of the 3 games against Seattle University last weekend. In her last time out, 3 innings, 4 earned runs allowed on May 3rd, as this is a soft pop-up out into left and a diving play by Balmediano in left field. And that's how this game gets started. A beautiful play by Santa Clara's left fielder. As we take another look, Balmediano was already playing shallow. Positioning was perfect. And in the end, she's just able to snow cone it for the first out. So here comes the very dangerous Hannah Ferguson. As I was mentioning, 4 earned runs for Ferguson on May 3rd against Seattle U. Before that, though, she authored a gem on May 2nd, a shutout in 7 innings over Seattle University, where she only gave up 5 hits. This is a ground ball to Rubio at short, throw to first in time for the out. So 2 up, 2 down here in the first inning for the Gales. So Alex Cudinelli will come up to the plate now for St. Mary's. Again, this St. Mary's team has had a phenomenal season. No other way to put it. It truly has been magical for the ladies from Moraga. Cudinelli, a big part of this group. Here's the first pitch to her. And there's a strike on the outside. It's 0-1. Cudinelli, a .336 hitter with 6 home runs and 39 RBIs. She's one of 5 ladies on this team with an above 900 OPS. Just to show you how dangerous this St. Mary's lineup can be. Swing and a miss. Cudinelli was out in front, and it's 0-2. So Ferguson 1 strike away from getting through the top of the first. 1-2-3. Here's the 0-2. And outside. 1-2, trying to see if she can get Cudinelli to chase there. That's some nasty movement on it, going towards the left-handed batter's box. 1-2 the count. Blue skies above Santa Clara Softball Stadium here this evening. It is a gorgeous May afternoon, evening. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. And this is fouled away. I suppose 6 o'clock would technically be the evening, although we're starting to enter that time of year where the days continue to get longer. Two outs here in the inning, 1-2 count to Cudinelli. Here's the pitch. And swing and a miss. Ferguson's first strikeout of the evening ends the top of the first, and the Gales go down 1-2-3. We head to the bottom of the first inning. Santa Clara is going to try to get on the board. You're watching college softball here on ESPN+.
You have the power to write your own story, create new possibilities, and set new standards. With pride and prestige, you have the power to forge a new path. We develop fierce leaders, dominate in the classroom, and inspire on the field. From the picturesque landscapes of the Pacific Northwest to the sun-drenched shores of Southern California, you have the power to rewrite history, break barriers, and create a legacy here in the West Coast Conference.
Introducing Mike's Hot Italian Sub from Jersey Mike's. Fresh ham, salami, and pepperoni chopped up by hand right on the grill. Forget about it. Then topped with a layer of melted provolone? Forget about it. And the regular is only $8.95? Forget about it. Wait a minute. Actually, remember about it. Because you gotta try it with our chopped pepper relish before it's gone. The all-new Mike's Hot Italian Sub for a limited time only at Jersey Mike's.
When you talk about competence, it's about pursuing your unique gift.
It's the bottom of the first inning. Let's take a look at the Santa Clara batting order presented by West Coast Sports Institute. Just like Katy Perry, they have been hot and cold throughout the season, but one thing that you can count on with the Broncos is the top two ladies in this order, Kyra Coran, both hitting above 350 with above 850 OPSs. Let's take a look at the defense here for St. Mary's, presented by West Coast Sports Institute. From left to right, Lara, Ferguson, and Silva. Third to first, Buckley, Zabat, Cutinelli. Out there with Lane. The catcher is De La Rosa, and Madeline Hahn is the pitcher. Her first pitch is outside, 1-0. Madeline Hahn, just a freshman. She has been a fantastic story for the St. Mary's team so far this season, a 4.26 ERA. She got a lot of work last weekend against Loyola Marymount. She pitched in all 3 games, as there's a strike on the outside corner. Pitched 8 1/3 over those 3 games, gave up a total of 5 earned runs. Her last outing was 1 inning on May 3rd, where she gave up 1 earned run to Loyola. This is bounced foul at the plate. It's 1-2. Again, the St. Mary's team, much like Santa Clara, with a deep pitching staff, a lot of great arms that the Gales can go to, and Madeline Hahn is one of a few ladies in this rotation that is having a fantastic season. 1-2 coming up here to Kyra. And this is a bouncer right back to Hahn. She'll throw to first in the dirt, and unable to scoop it over at first is Lane. And so that'll be an E1 to start off the bottom of the first. And just like that, one of the premier base stealers in the WCC is on first base. Just a ball in the dirt that Lane was unable to dig out. And so a break early on here for Santa Clara, and that'll bring up Rebecca Rubio. First pitch to the left-handed hitter, and she bunts through it. Coran got a very aggressive secondary lead, but she gets back to first. Kyra has 28 stolen bases this year in 30 attempts. She's second in the WCC with that mark. 0-1 pitch. Rubio takes outside. Kyra's really dancing off at first over there. 1-1 count. Hazel Gray on deck. A quick 1-2-3 inning in the top of the first for the Broncos. Now Santa Clara trying to apply pressure with the bats. 1-1 to Rubio. And a swing and a miss. 1-2. Don't see a lot of swing and miss from Rebecca Rubio. If you're going to get her to swing and miss, it's got to be a nasty pitch. And that was a fantastic location there from Hahn. 1-2, nobody out. Here's the pitch. And Rubio, a bouncer over to short, fielded by Zabat. Throw to second for one, to first, double play. And just like that, the Gales erase the runner at first for the Broncos on a great play there by the St. Mary's middle infielders, as Zabat fielded a nasty one-hop there, and then a great turn by Cudinelli over at second. And so, just like that, there's 2 down. Hazel Gray will come up to the plate now. Well, this St. Mary's team, they are not just elite as far as the pitching is concerned, not just elite as far as the hitting is concerned, as now it looks like our umpiring crew is going to go check this out on replay, as Santa Clara has issued a challenge. And so they'll go down the right field line to the, are we calling it the replay booth or the replay table? It's the replay table. That's where they're going, down there. And we're trying to get a look here at the instant replay. It was a very close play over at first. Rubio has a lot of speed, and she applied quite a lot of pressure. And, well, it was basically a tie. If you go by sandlot rules, tie goes to the runner. But we'll see what the umpires think. Again, it was a very close play. A great play by the St. Mary's middle infield to turn it. And to make it so close, especially with a very quick runner in Rebecca Rubio hustling down to first base. I was mentioning St. Mary's, not just elite as far as their pitching and hitting is concerned. They also have the top fielding percentage in the WCC. So this is a very good defensive team as well. And you saw some of their sure-handedness out there on that last play. Still waiting for our umpires to come back with a final decision. I'm appreciating the Super Mario music that is currently being played through the building. Elite instant replay hold music. And we're still awaiting a final decision down there. I mean, this is a big play because Rebecca Rubio is also a base-stealing threat. If she's safe at first, you have another opportunity with a runner who can possibly steal their way into scoring position with the middle of your order coming up. Of course, that's from the Santa Clara point of view. From the St. Mary's point of view, if you get that out, there's 2 down already. And now the umpires are coming out to the field here. We'll see what their call is, and now we're going to look at the replay. Ooh, close. I would not be surprised if this stands. And it stands. So it's one of those things where, you know, the whole irrefutable evidence thing, I've never known what that exactly means in the context of how they employ that in sports, but it was just such a close play, it's hard to go against the call on the field. So Hazel Gray will come up to the plate now with nobody on and 2 outs. Hazel Gray has been the number 3 hitter all season for Santa Clara. She's hitting .236 with a .721 OPS. And she takes a strike on the outside quarter, 0-1. Gray leads the team in home runs with 4. 2 outs in the inning after that double play. And the wind has come out of the Santa Clara sails a little bit. 0-1 pitch, and this is a ground ball over to short. Zabat will pick it up, throw to first in time for the out. And so the St. Mary's shortstop on cleanup duty here in the bottom of the first. We're going to the top of the second, 0-0. You're watching college softball here on ESPN+. Tomorrow, the Gales and the Broncos will face off again at 7 p.m., and that game will be nationally televised on ESPNU. So the ESPNU guys are here. Their giant truck is present next to the lacrosse fields, right next to Santa Clara Softball Stadium. An exciting time to be a fan of both these teams. Braxton Brown, the cleanup hitter for St. Mary's, will lead things off here, and she takes low and outside. It's 1-0. So after a very clean top of the first for Carrie Ferguson, she gets tasked with the 4, 5, and 6 spots here for the Gales in the bottom of the first. 1-0 here to Brown. And another one outside. It's 2-0. This game is officially a sellout, which means all 3 games this weekend will be sellouts here at Santa Clara Softball Stadium, as the Northern California softball community coming out strong to support both these teams. 2-0 to Brown. And a swing and a miss. Brown was out in front. That off-speed pitch working very well here for Carrie Ferguson. 2-1. Braxton Brown, another Gale, having a phenomenal season at the plate. 356 batting average, an 1105 OPS with 9 home runs and 49 RBIs. She is second on the team in big flies. 2-1. And Brown bounces this one foul. It's 2-2. Brown, the designated player here today. She's from Benicia, so I'm sure she crossed paths with Robin Balmediano during their high school days. Robin Balmediano, also a Benicia girl. 2-2 pitch here to Brown. And a swing and a miss. Strike 3, 2 straight strikeouts now for Ferguson. And there's one down here in the second. So Carrie Ferguson's changeup right now is really working. Sam Buckley will come up to the plate now here for the Gales. Buckley, of all the hitters on this St. Mary's team, she may arguably be the best one. Here's the first pitch, and Buckley takes a strike on the inside. It's 0-1. Comes in with a 12-19 OPS, 10 home runs, 30 RPIs, and she takes a lot of walks as well. 17 walks so far this season. She's also been hit by 16 pitches. So a lot of times on base for Sam Buckley here. 0-1, and Buckley takes off the outside, 1-1. When you look at the WCC leaderboards, offensively, it's fascinating because Oregon State really dominates those leaderboards. They had an elite offense this year. 1-1 here to Buckley. And there's a strike on the outside corner. It's 1-2. Buckley, currently 6th in the WCC in home runs. And if you take out the Oregon State hitters, she's 3rd amongst non-Oregon State players in the WCC. 1-2. And Buckley just gets a piece and stays alive. What makes Buckley's feat so impressive as far as the home runs are concerned is that she's hit a home run now in 1 in every 10 at-bats. Only 100 official at-bats so far on the season for Buckley. And she's got 10 home runs. 1-2 to Buckley. And this is hit in the left field for a base hit. Buckley, that's a testament to strength right there. She took a pitch on the outside part of the plate and just careened it out into left field. And so Buckley with the first hit here of the night for the Gales. When Ferguson threw that pitch, I am not sure she thought that Buckley was going to be able to hit that one to left. It was definitely on the outside part of the plate, but give Buckley a lot of credit. Here comes the catcher for St. Mary's, Andrea De La Rosa, and she takes a strike on the first pitch. It's 0-1. Catcher has been a position where St. Mary's has tried a few different options. De La Rosa getting the start here tonight. She's just a freshman. 0-1 to De La Rosa. And that's off the outside, 1-1. De La Rosa from Gilroy. One out in the inning, Buckley over at first. Here's the pitch. And a half swing and a pitch on the inside, and it's going to be a called strike, so 1-2. Thought maybe that had a chance to be a strike on the swing or the call. It ends up being a strike on the call. 1-2 now to De La Rosa. And that misses low. Taking off for second is Buckley, and the throw is going to get past Rubio at short. So Buckley steals second base and gets herself into scoring position. So Sam Buckley maybe catching the Santa Clara battery sleeping a little bit there. Buckley with her 14th stolen base on the season. She's only been caught once. So now De La Rosa with an opportunity where a base hit could score the first run of the game. 2-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss again. That kind of drop ball change up there from Ferguson, getting these St. Mary's hitters to chase. And there's 2 down here in the top of the second. So here comes Kaya Silva. Silva, a left-handed hitter. So now St. Mary's needs a 2-out hit or a mistake from Santa Clara to try to get this run across. Already 3 strikeouts tonight for Carrie Ferguson. First pitch here to Silva. And that's swung on and foul tipped. It's 0-1. Silva trying to slap that one. Santa Clara playing their corner infielders in, middle infield at medium depth, outfield in shallow. 0-1 pitch here to Silva. And that's fouled at the plate. It's 0-2. Silva, a .255 hitter. She's only had 2 extra base hits so far this season. So definitely one of those slap hitters that kind of relies on the single. 0-2 pitch to Silva. And a swing and a miss. 4 strikeouts for Ferguson as she strikes out the side here in the second. And the Gales get a runner in scoring position, but they do not score. We are going to the bottom of the second. It's 0-0. You're watching college softball here on ESPN+. Today's game is brought to you by DevCon Construction, building the future of Santa Clara athletics, and by Lux Bus America, covering more ground in more places. Bottom of the second inning here, Santa Clara will send their 4, 5, and 6 hitters up to the plate, starting off with Taryn Clements, who has had a phenomenal second half of the season, and she will be the leadoff hitter here for the Broncos. On back to work here for St. Mary's, and she misses low and outside, 1-0. Hahn was very strong in that first inning of work. The only blemish was an error by herself. As far as her effectiveness in the circle, she got 3 ground balls. Hard to complain about that. 1-0 pitch here to Clements. And that misses inside, 2-0. Taryn struggled to start the season. Through the first half, her OPS was kind of floating in the mid-600s. She has since gotten that back up to 817. 2-0 here to Clements. And there's an off-speed pitch that floats in for a strike, and it's 2-1. Taryn Clements so important to this team. She is the stalwart catcher behind the plate, and she is a very important hitter in the middle of this lineup. Went 2 for 4 in her last game against Seattle on May 3rd. 2-1 pitch, and Clements fouls it away. It's 2-2. Clements, 2 home runs, 26 RBIs. She leads the team in RBIs. 2-2 pitch coming up here to Clements. And that's a ground ball over to first. Nicely fielded there by Lane. She'll step on the bag, and that's the first out of the inning. So Hahn is inducing a lot of ground balls right now, as Marie Martorella will come up to the plate. Martorella, the designated player, usually her or Kyla Akers kind of rotates in that DP spot. It'll be Martorella here today. Martorella, a .254 hitter with a couple of home runs and 18 RBIs. First pitch to her, and Martorella gets jammed and grounds that one just foul down the third base line. Buckley, it was going to be a long throw, but she had it fielded. Alas, though, for the Gales, it's a foul ball. 0-1 here to Martorella. Martorella, 1 for 3 in her last game against Seattle U. Had a 2-hit game on May 1st in the first game of that series. 1-1 to Martorella. That was a huge series for Santa Clara up in the Emerald City. The Broncos knew they pretty much had to sweep that series to have any chance of winning the WCC here this weekend against St. Mary's, and they got the job done. 1-1 here to Martorella. And Martorella takes that one high. It's 2-1. On the other side, St. Mary's coming off of a series win against Loyola Marymount. Loyola Marymount, they're going to finish this season wondering what could have been. They had a phenomenal year. They went 31-17, but just could not quite catch Santa Clara or St. Mary's at the top of the WCC standings. This is hit out to left center field, high and deep, and it's into the glove of the left fielder, Lara, who makes an incredible basket catch on the warning track. And there's 2 down here in the second. So Martorella gives it a ride, but Lara able to track it down out in left center. And here's a look at that replay. Into the left center field gap. Lara had forever to go to get it. And at the last moment, just sticks that glove out there and is able to make the play, Willie Mays style. And of course, she was hyped after that great web gem. 2 outs here in the inning. So here comes the other Benicia girl in this St. Mary's and Santa Clara matchup, Robin Balmediano, left-handed hitter. First pitch to her. And that's slowing outside. It's 1-0. Balmediano, a .276 hitter this year with a home run and 20 RBIs. And Balmediano grounds this out to short. Zabat picks it up, throws to first in time for the out. So Santa Clara held hitless through the first 2 innings. Martorella gave a ball a ride, but Lara out in left field had other ideas. We go to the top of the 3rd inning. It's 0-0. You're watching college softball here on ESPN+. Today's game is brought to you by One Workplace, creating spaces that inspire and transform the way you work. And by Rabbit Office Automation, providing technology for your business. 0-0 as we head to the top of the third. Both these pitchers, Madeline Hahn and Carrie Ferguson, are having phenomenal starts to this evening's game. And looks like we're taking a little bit of a pause right now because there's some sort of an issue out on the field. Not quite sure what it is just yet. Oh, so it looks like we have a bit of a sprinkler issue out in right field, where there's water that is kind of puddled up around the sprinkler head. And that could be very dangerous, particularly if you're ranging back on a ball and you don't see it coming. You get your foot stuck in there, you could trip up. So I want to make sure they get that sorted out here. And as you look here on the television screen, you can see that there is a little puddle out there that has kind of developed. And so, oh, there it is. Oh, and it's creating mud out over kind of where the dirt and the grass meet. And so I don't know how you fix that. Did you go out and get a vacuum or something? Okay, it looks like they're going to try to put some dirt on it and dry it out a little bit. Okay, so there you go. The life of a groundskeeper, you always got to be on your toes, particularly on a beautiful grass and dirt field like this one. There's a lot of universities that don't have grass and dirt fields these days. They kind of go with the turf option, but although it does require a little bit more maintenance to have real grass and real dirt, I personally love it. I think that it's really the best way to play, having a real field with grass and dirt out there. And so, fixing it up. The facilities man, Cal, doing a great job out there, making sure that it all gets cleaned up. And so Cal, a big part of making sure this field is ready to go throughout the season, and he works his magic once again. So we should be returning to play here. And so Taylor Lane will lead things off here in the third. So Kel, facilities man, the player of the game so far. Taylor Lane, right-handed hitter, steps in against Carrie Ferguson. Ferguson struck out the side in the second. First pitch. And a screwball that misses the outside. It's 1-0. St. Mary's got their first hit and the only hit of the game so far by either team in the second. It was a single by Sam Buckley. 1-0. And that misses in the dirt, 2-0. Taylor Lane, a .248 hitter with an .807 OPS. She has 4 home runs and 24 RBIs. .2-0 coming here to Lane. And that's bounced foul, 2-1. As we mentioned earlier, tomorrow's game will be on ESPNU, so a great opportunity for all these ladies on both of these, in both these great programs to get some national spotlight. If Santa Clara wins, it'll be a very meaningful game for both teams. If St. Mary's wins, well, it'll be just another good opportunity for these ladies to showcase their skills, as St. Mary's will be crowned the lone WCC champions. 2-1. And there's a strike on the outside corner. It's 2-2. So a great pitch there from Ferguson. 2-2 count here to the 8th-place hitter for St. Mary's. Mia Zabat on deck. She's already made a big impact defensively. Going to get her first at bat here after Lane. 2-2 pitch. And this is fouled away. It remains 2-2. Breeze starting to blow through the stadium here. Just kind of cooling it down a little bit. The trademark cool evenings here in Northern California as you start to get into the late spring and summer. 2-2 here to Lane. And that just misses. 3-2. So Lane putting up a tough at bat right now. She's taking some tough pitches. Full count. Lane, another hitter on this St. Mary's team that knows how to take a walk. 17 walks so far this season and 101 official at bats. Full count pitch coming to Lane. And that's pop foul. So Lane fights that one off. The St. Mary's team, they have one of the elite offenses, not just in the WCC, but you could argue as far as West Coast softball teams in the Division I. They do go through dry spells every once in a while. Full count here to Lane. And ground ball to short. Rubio picks it up off the ground, throws to first in time for the out, and there's one down here in the third. So Rubio makes the play, and that'll bring up Mia Zabat. Zabat, again, she's already made some good plays out to short so far here this evening. 9th-place hitter for the Gales. Zabat hitting .312 on the season, having a good year with the bat. She chokes up a little bit. First pitch to Zabat. She shows bunt and bunts it foul. It's 0-1. Santa Clara wearing their black uniforms with Broncos on the front. It looks like Bucky the Bronco is even dressed in black as well. St. Mary's, they're wearing their red uniforms with the trademark G on the left chest. 0-1 pitch. Sabat grounds us to third. Merlino picks it up off a hop, throws to first in time for the out. And I think El Merlino thinks there's 3 outs. There's only 2. And she'll come back out to the field. That was a tough play there for Merlino. She was playing in, did not have a lot of time there to react. But she was able to pick it off the hop. That is a much harder play than it looks than Merlino. She's ready to hit. She is due up in the next inning, so obviously excited to get up to the plate. Camille Lara comes up to the plate. She has the play of the game so far out in left center field. First pitch to her. And Lara takes high, 1-0. She was ranging out to left center on a very deep fly ball from Marie Martorella and made a basket catch out in the gap. 1-0 pitch here to Lara. And that's high, 2-0. Lara, the leadoff hitter, getting her second opportunity at the plate. .318 hitter, .729 OPS. 2-0 coming here to Lara. And this is hit out to center. Golub goes back a bit, squares up, and makes the catch. And that will end the inning. So Carrie Ferguson is on her game here tonight, but she needs some run support. We'll see if the Broncos can give it to her after the break. You're watching college softball here on ESPN+.
Kids, your mother and I noticed you've been going through some changes.
When two people love each other.
We want to talk protection.
Mom, Dad, we've been married for years.
Oh, yeah. Honey, we just want to talk to you about insurance.
Ralph, Barb, no, you don't have to worry. No, with Heffernan, we're totally protected.
Great. So when are we having grandbabies?
Oh, yes. Heffernan Insurance Brokers. We keep you protected.
If you've been hurt in an accident, you really do need to call a lawyer that's well-versed in the area of personal injury. You absolutely have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Because now you're going to have someone who's fighting for you, who's going to do everything they can to get you a very fair settlement. Insurance companies are in the business of making money. They're not in the business of paying out money that one would consider a fair settlement. If you've been injured, call Habas & Associates today.
You have the power to write your own story, create new possibilities, and set new standards. With pride and prestige, you have the power to forge a new path. We develop fearless leaders, dominate in the classroom, and inspire on the field. From the picturesque landscapes of the Pacific Northwest to the sun-drenched shores of Southern California, you have the power to rewrite history, break barriers, and create a legacy here in the West Coast Conference.
Today's game is brought to you in part by West Coast Sports Institute, where medicine meets rehab. Bottom of the order, due up here for the Broncos, 7, 8, 9. Leora Davidson will lead things off here for Santa Clara. Then it'll be Caitlin Golub and El Merlino. Santa Clara held hitless through the first 2 innings against Madeline Hahn. Here's her first pitch. And there's a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. So far, Hahn has been pretty dominant, inducing 5 ground balls in the first 6 at-bats for Santa Clara. The only ball that was really hit hard was Marie Martorella, and she got robbed out in left center by Camille Lara. 0-1 pitch. Davidson pops this foul up the right field line, and that'll go off the top of the batting cages in foul territory. It's 0-2. Davidson, 222 hitter. She is one of the better Broncos power threats, though. 3 home runs on the season. 0-2. And Davidson takes low, 1-2. She's been the regular first baseman for the Broncos throughout this 2026 season. 1-2 coming up here to Davidson. And just off the outside, very close pitch. That was a perfect 2-strike pitch there from Hahn. You got 3 possibilities really there. Either it's called strike 3, Davidson rolls it over, or she swings and misses. Great pitch there, 2-2. And this is hit out to right, and ranging over to the foul line to make the play is Silva for the out. Again, this St. Mary's team very sure-handed defensively. You're not going to get a lot past them, and Silva makes another good play there out in right field. 1 out, and here comes Caitlin Golub. Golub, the 8th place hitter here today for Santa Clara. One of the best defenders in the WCC out in the center, hitting .228 at the plate. 1 out in the inning already. Hahn ready, and the pitch. Golub takes low and outside, 1-0. Santa Clara got their first hitter of the game on base. Kyra Karan reached on an error. Since then, nothing. Hahn has been very, very effective. 1-0 here to Golub. Golub shows bunt, and they're saying she foul-tipped it. So 1-1 count. And we'll see the replay here. It was Caitlin Golub's birthday the other day. I saw the birthday announcements on social media. So happy birthday to Miss Caitlin Golub. I believe she turned 21, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what it said on the Instagram post. If I got that wrong, I apologize to the Golub family. 1-1. Here's the pitch. That's off the outside. 2-1. Well, 2-1 count here to Golub. And this is hit right back to Hahn off her glove, and she's unable to pick it up and throw to first. And we'll see how that's ruled. That was a tough play there for Hahn. And we'll see. And so they're going to go with a hit. So the first hit of the game for Santa Clara comes on a line drive right back to the pitcher by Caitlin Golub. I guess while I'm celebrating birthdays, I also have to wish happy birthday to Mariah Montalvo as well. Her birthday too. It was her birthday today. So Golub at first, and here comes El Merlino. Merlino, the 9th-place hitter here today. Golub over at first. Here's the pitch. Merlino bunts it right in front of home plate, and it'll kick foul. One of those bunts where if it stays fair, it's perfect. But it's just so close to rolling foul, it usually goes foul. 0-1 here to Merlino. Merlino made a very nice play out at third in the top half of the inning. We'll see if Santa Clara tries to press the issue on the base paths here. They have not had much success against Hahn with the bat, so you could see them try to maybe steal a runner into scoring position. Golub's got 2 steals on the year. 0-1, and Merlino shows bunt again, bunts through it. Fake throw from the catcher, De La Rosa, over to first. 0-2 count now to Merlino. So Merlino, 2 bunt attempts, neither of them worked out. We'll see if she's still bunting here with 2 strikes. Oh, 2 pitch. And Merlino fouls it away. So Merlino stays alive. She was swinging there on the 2-strike count. Merlino's had a good season. Her first year as a regular. Out at third base, 766 OPS, 2 home runs, 13 RBI. She had the very tough task of replacing Hope Alley, who was last year's regular third baseman for Santa Clara. 0-2 pitch. And Merlino takes just inside. 1-2. That was a very close pitch. You could hear groans of relief from one side of the fans, groans of disappointment from the other side. 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. And that's off the outside, 2-2. We have a very nicely split crowd here. A lot of St. Mary's fans have made the trip down to the South Bay. Of course, a lot of Santa Clara fans here as well. 2 teams that have kind of developed a nice little rivalry on the softball diamond over the last few years. 2-2 count here to Merlino. Here's the pitch. And Merlino hits this out into left on a line into the glove of Lara. So Merlino, a nice piece of hitting there. She waited out that off-speed pitch really well. Just unfortunately could not get it past the sure-handed left fielder, Camille Lara. So that'll be an L7. And here comes Kyra Karan. Karan 0 for 1. She reached base, though, on an error in the first inning. And again, we'll see if Golub tries to steal here. I mean, you got one of the best bat-to-ball hitters in the WCC at the plate. Maybe try to give her a chance to knock in a run with a hit. First pitch to Karan. And Kyra takes outside, 1-0. Golub has been dancing out there, and obviously De La Rosa, the catcher, thinks that she has a chance to steal because she's been checking over there after every pitch. So 1-0 count here to the leadoff hitter for Santa Clara, the reigning WCC Player of the Year. Here's the pitch. And Karan takes low. Golub, she was like a quarter of the way over to second on that last secondary lead. 2-0 count. Here's the pitch. And that one is a strike on the inside corner, 2-1. Kyra, not a hitter who's afraid to take strikes. She rarely strikes out. Very confident in 2-strike counts as well. 2-1 count here to Karan. Hahn with that left foot on the slab. Here's the pitch. That's off the outside, 3-1. So 3-1 count here to Karan. We'll see if she gets something to hit. Rebecca Rubio on deck. Hahn rolls up the ball on her hip. She sets, and the pitch. And this is a bouncer out to second. Cudnelli will pick it up and flip to second for the out. And that will end the inning. So Madeline Hahn, another scoreless inning. She gives up her first hit of the game, but she has yet to give up her first run of the game. It's still 0-0 as we head to the top of the fourth. You're watching college softball on ESPN+. The West Coast Conference Baseball Tournament hits Scottsdale Stadium May 20th through the 23rd. Don't miss 4 days of championship baseball. Get your tickets now at WCCSports.com. So Scottsdale Stadium, the spring training home of the San Francisco Giants, will be hosting the WCC Tournament. This year should be very, very fun. Hannah Ferguson up to the plate here to lead things off for St. Mary's in the fourth. And she hits this one past Merlino at third. Rubio will pick it up and eat it. So a tough play there for Merlino, and that'll be a hit for Hannah Ferguson. A leadoff base runner for St. Mary's, first time here tonight that they can say that. And that'll bring up Alex Cudnelli. Here's a look at it. Merlino, that's just such a tough play over there at the hot corner. It looked like it kind of knuckled on her as well, got past her. And then Rubio just had to do a little bit of cleanup duty there. So Cudnelli, she struck out swinging in the first. And this is hit out to center. Golub going back, and Golub will make the catch. One down here in the inning. So that is now a 10-game hitting streak for Hannah Ferguson. Longest of anyone on the team so far this season. I want to thank the incredible SID for St. Mary's, Ryan Barnett, for giving me that note. So Braxton Brown up to the plate. She struck out swinging in the second. Ferguson, the runner at first. Ferguson is a base-stealing threat. 20 stolen bases on the season. Brown takes a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. Very low-scoring game. Obviously, there are no runs being scored so far. And so it'll be interesting to see how these teams try to manufacture runs as the game goes on. Again, this is a very important game for both teams. 0-1 pitch here to cleanup hitter for the Gales. And that misses low and outside, 1-1. Again, this St. Mary's team, they have gone through stretches throughout the season where they go cold, but they're such a good offense that they eventually will pull through. So if you're Santa Clara, there's only so much longer that you can rely on them not scoring. You're going to have to score some runs yourself as that misses inside, 2-1. Ferguson, a great pitcher, and she's going to do her best, but the Broncos are going to have to get the bats going here in this series if they're going to try to get the job to sweep this Gales team. 2-1 pitch here to Brown. And this is a bouncer in front of the plate. Clemens picks it up, throws to first in time for the out. Ferguson will go to second. So 2 outs in the inning, but St. Mary's does get a runner into scoring position. And here comes the very dangerous Sam Buckley. Buckley is 1 for 1. She singled back into second. Buckley, a junior from Southern California. the 2024 WCC Freshman of the Year. She has been first team WCC in her first 2 years as a Gale. As there's a strike on the outside corner, it's 0-1. I'm sure she will be receiving WCC honors this year as well. She has been phenomenal. She has an opportunity here to give her team the lead. 2 outs in the inning, 0-1 pitch. And this is hit into left field for a base hit. Being waved around third is Ferguson. The throw into the plate is not in time. The throw over to second is not in time. And that's an RBI single for Sam Buckley to give the Gales a 1-0 lead. Buckley is 2 for 2. She picks up the RBI and advances to second on the throw. And just like that, St. Mary's has the lead. And Hannah Ferguson makes a little bit more history as well there as she scores that run. And that is her 47th run scored of the season, which ties a program record for St. Mary's. First pitch here to Andrea De La Rosa, and that misses outside. So important here for Ferguson. She cannot let this snowball. She's got to keep this at 1-0. Has to focus back in and try to get the 6th place hitter for St. Mary's out. 1-0 pitch here to De La Rosa. And that's bounced foul. It's 1-1. Well, that just shows you what kind of a hitter Sam Buckley is. She has been really from my judgments, maybe outside of Hannah Ferguson, the best hitter so far this year for St. Mary's. And you got to have your best hitter come through in spots like that, and she did. 1-1 pitch here to De La Rosa. And there's a strike. Throw over to third base is going to get into left field. Coming home is Buckley, and she's going to make it. So the stolen base and the error is going to make it 2-0 St. Mary's.
Error on the man. It looked like the third baseman almost had it, though. I got to look at the replay.
And so we'll take a look at the replay here.
Yeah, she's got to have that. Error on the 5.
So it'll be an E5 along with a stolen base. Buckley now has 2 stolen bases here tonight. And Sam Buckley right now is almost single-handedly giving St. Mary's this 2-0 lead. So the Gales one win away from punching their ticket to the NCAA tournament. And they have themselves the first lead here of the night. Andrea De La Rosa in a 2-1 count. Here's the pitch. And that's high and outside, 3-1. So now it is 2-2, excuse me. De La Rosa struck out swinging in the second. Well, Santa Clara, they're going to have to find a way to get some runs now. They're down 2-0. 2-2 pitch. And jam shot foul up the third base line. Remains 2-2. So Ferguson led off the inning with a single, a couple of outs for Carrie Ferguson. And then Sam Buckley knocked in Hannah Ferguson with an RBI single. And then she ended up creating another run almost on her own with a stolen base that led to an error and made it 2-0 St. Mary's. 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 called, and that will end the inning. But the Gales strike first. They are up 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the 4th. The Broncos have some work to do. You are watching college softball here on ESPN+. 2-0 is the score here. St. Mary's out in front. Here's a look at the West Coast Conference standings presented by Lenardi's Markets. And again, as you can tell, if you do the math, 3 games to go. St. Mary's wins. They'll have a 4-game lead over Santa Clara, and it is finito in the WCC. Rebecca Rubio 0 for 1, and she hits this one up the middle, fielded by Cardinelli, and it goes off of Cardinelli's face there. It looked like it took a really bad hop, so hopefully Cardinelli is okay. And that'll be a hit for Rubio, but now really the only thing that's important is making sure that Cardinelli out at second is all right. Always dangerous when you get those last-minute bad hops. Never know what they're going to do. And so Cardinelli's getting checked out. And while she's getting checked out, we're going to take a break here on ESPN+. 2-0 St. Is that Alex Cardinelli is on her feet, and she is walking back to the dugout. She will come out of the game. Coming in for Cardinelli will be Isabella Scalini, and she'll come in to play second. So we hope Cardinelli is okay. And I'm sure that the training staff for St. Mary's will be taking care of her here now that she has come out of the game. But Scalini is now in here for St. Mary's, and Scalini will now be the 3rd place hitter for the Gales. Now, we'll see how Cardinelli does. She could re-enter at some point during the game, but we'll see how the St. Mary's staff and training staff and bench staff and all of them, how they manage this throughout the rest of the game. So, back to the game. Rebecca Rubio gets a single on that ground ball that took a very rough hop. So she's at first. Second time that Santa Clara has had a leadoff hitter on, only the 2nd hit for Santa Clara here tonight. And Hazel Gray will come up to the plate. Gray, the 3rd place hitter. The Broncos, they need to respond here to St. Mary's after the Gales put 2 runs up in the top of the 4th. Gray is 0 for 1. So Hahn, first time since the 1st inning, she's going to have to pitch through a leadoff base runner. Here's the pitch to Gray. And Gray takes lone outside. It's 1-0. Shadows have enveloped most of the field here at Santa Clara Softball Stadium. There is shadows kind of covering up the circle and then sunshine around the home plate. So it's a little bit of a difficult ball to hit right now. 1-0 pitch. Gray bounces this one over to first. Lane picks it up, throws to second, and unable to be fielded there by the shortstop Zabat. And so we'll see how they rule that, but the ground attack working wonders right now for the Broncos. And we'll take a look at the replay here. And so either way, it's a fielder's choice. that allows Gray to go to first. And it'll be an E3. So a fielder's choice E3. Rubio goes to second. There's runners at first and second with nobody out. Clemens shows bunt, pulls it back. And the pitch was ruled a ball, so it's 1-0. So Santa Clara, they have the table set. Clements, the cleanup hitter. Interesting to see her showing bunt there on that first pitch. Obviously, Gina Carbonado wanted to move those runners up into scoring position. Hahn ready to go. Here's the 1-0. Clement shows bunt again. This time she lays it down. Hahn will pick it up, throw to first in time for the out. Covering first base, there was the second basewoman Scalini. And so Rubio will advance to third, and Gray will advance to second. And Marie Martorella will come up to the plate. So now Santa Clara in a situation where they can score a run without a hit, and also in a situation where they can score multiple runs with a hit. Now we're going to get a visit out to the circle. This is Sonia Garnett. Sonia Garnett is the head coach for St. Mary's. She's also the third base coach and the pitching coach. And we'll see if we're getting a pitching change here for the Gales. Does not look like an official move has been made at the moment. There is action, double-barreled action for that matter, down in the Gales bullpen. And down in the bullpen for St. Mary's is Odie Vasquez, their ace, along with Mia Nishikawa, two of the better pitchers in the WCC. We have not seen a signal yet from Sonia Garnett that she's making a pitching change. But we'll see if anyone comes out from that right field bullpen. At the moment, it looks like they're going to stick with Hahn, but now we see that gate open, and does not look like there's going to be a change. So Hahn will stay out there for the time being. Runners at second and third here for Santa Clara. Marie Martorella at the plate. She's 0 for 1. Martorella flew out to left in the second. So the first pitch here to Martorella, and she hits this one into left field for a base hit. Rubio comes in to score, holding at third is Gray, and Santa Clara cuts the St. Mary's lead in half. It's 2-1. So Martorella, who has arguably hit the two hardest hit balls of the day for the Broncos, her first at-bat was a long fly ball to left, and now St. Mary's will make a pitching change as you take another look at that hit to left field. And in a time of emergency, the Gales are going to be going to their best arm. It'll be Odie Vasquez coming out of the pen here for St. Mary's. Santa Clara with an opportunity here to tie or possibly take the lead. And we'll see if they can do it after this break. Pitching change for St. Mary's. It's 2-1. Gales will be back after these messages. Well, coming out of the bullpen here for Sonia Garnett is her best weapon as far as pitching is concerned. This is Odie Vasquez. Vasquez Well, she is, if not the best pitcher in the WCC this year, one of them. She comes in with a 2.43 ERA. She has 7 saves on the season, which actually leads the WCC as you take another look at those numbers right there. She's come out of the bullpen quite a bit this season. This is her 17th appearance out of the pen. She's made 17 starts as well, 124 innings pitched for Odie Vasquez. She is also one of only 2 women in the history of the St. Mary's Gales program with 400 career strikeouts, and she is averaging more than a strikeout an inning so far this season, which is elite in the game of softball. So Odie Vasquez comes out here with Santa Clara, currently in the midst of a golden opportunity to either tie or take the lead here in this very important game against their rivals, the Gales. Once again, I am Kyle Morrison. Thank you so much for joining us here this evening in what is just a really fun matchup between the 2 softball powers over the last few years in the West Coast Conference. Again, these 2 teams split the WCC title last year, but it was Santa Clara who won the tiebreaker and got to go to the NCAA tournament. The Gales trying to get their revenge here in 2026. If they win here tonight, they will be going to the NCAA tournament, and they will be the lone and outright champions in the West Coast Conference. Santa Clara needs to sweep the Gales here to get a share of the WCC title and to move on to the NCAA tournament on the tiebreaker. 1 out in the inning. Robin Balmediano at the plate. She is 0 for 1. Hazel Gray at third, Marie Martorella at first. Here's the pitch. Balmediano takes high. Taking off for second is Martorella, and the throw goes into center field. Coming in to score is Gray. The throw to third is not in time, and Martorella causing havoc on the base paths. It's 2-2. De La Rosa just threw the ball into center field. And so Gina Carbonado pressing the issue. And this game is tied. So it'll be a double steal. And then Martorella will go to third on the error. And as you take a look at the replay, here's a swing and a miss by Balmediano. She's late. I thought we were getting a replay. Maybe we aren't. But they may not rule out a double steal. I was looking at the runner going to second, but may have been Gray didn't even take off until the throw out into center field. This is fouled away by Balmediano. It's 1-2. So it'll just be a steal for Martorella, and then she'll advance to third on the E2, and it'll be an E2 that allows Gray to come in to score as well. Unearned run. So Martorella not only getting an RBI, but also forcing the issue on the base paths. 1-2 to Balmediano. Tough pitch to take, but it misses just by a bit. It's 2-2. Well, now if you're Balmediano, the important thing is you have to put the ball in play. Another fun fact, that was the first stolen base of the year for Marie Martorella. Couldn't have come at a better time. 2-2 pitch here to Balmediano. And she swings and misses. Vasquez got her on the fastball. And so the elite strikeout artist for St. Mary's picks up another K, and there are 2 down in the inning. So now Santa Clara is going to need a hit or a St. Mary's mistake to score that third run and take the lead. We were scoreless through the first 3 frames, and then St. Mary's scored 2 in the top of the 4th. Santa Clara has returned the favor so far with 2 of their own here in the bottom of the 4th. Davidson 0 for 1. First pitch to her is a strike on the outside quarter. You can just tell it is different when it comes out of the hand of Odie Vasquez. Very tough pitch to pick up. She was the 2024 WCC Pitcher of the Year. First team All-WCC in 2025. 0-1 pitch. Davidson takes outside. It's 1-1. Fascinatingly enough, she won the WCC Pitcher of the Year in 2024, but was only second team All-WCC that year. I don't know how that works. 1-1 here to Davidson. Here's the pitch. And this is fouled away, 1-2. So 2 outs in the inning, 1-2 count. Martorella, the runner at third. Vasquez, she came on in a 2-1 game. It was really out of her control what happened on the base paths when she first came into the game, but trying to limit the damage here for the Gales and keep this game tied. 1-2 pitch here to Davidson. And that one misses low and outside. Again, just so much movement on these pitches from Vasquez. Very tough to pick up. Davidson trying to bear down here. 2-2 pitch. And Davidson hits this in the left field for a base hit. RBI single for Leora Davidson. And it's 3-2 Santa Clara. What a clutch at bat there for the Broncos first basewoman. Here's a look at that base hit from Davidson into left that knocks in Martorella. That's about as good as it gets right there against maybe the 2026 WCC Pitcher of the Year. We'll see who gets awarded it, but Vasquez will definitely be a candidate with 2 strikes in a 2-out situation to give your team the lead in a must-win game. That is pretty epic from Leora. Caitlin Golub will come up to the plate. Golub takes a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. Golub is 1 for 1. Davidson, the runner at first. This inning has gone single, fielder's choice where no out was recorded, sacrifice, RBI single, stolen base error, strikeout, and then an RBI single from Davidson. Golub fouls it up the third base line. It's 0-2. Well, now, if you're Santa Clara, you need to add on because this St. Mary's offense, you know they have a lot more left in the tank. They are not going to go down in this first game of the series easily. And so the Broncos, they cannot stop at 3 runs. 0-2 pitch coming to Golub. And Golub takes strike 3 on the outside corner. So Vasquez strikes out a couple here in the 4th, but the Broncos score 3 to take the lead. They're up 3-2 as we head to the top of the 5th. Folks, we got ourselves a heck of a game on our hands. You're watching college softball here on ESPN+.
Introducing Mike's Hot Italian Sub from Jersey Mike's. Fresh ham, salami, and pepperoni chopped up by hand right on the grill. Forget about it. Then top with a layer of melted provolone? Forget about it. And the regular is only $8.95? Forget about it. Wait a minute. Actually, remember about it. Because you gotta try it with our chopped pepper relish before it's gone. The all-new Mike's Hot Italian Sub for a limited time only at Jersey Mike's.
Credit Union One, the official credit union of the West Coast Conference, offers the best of everyday banking. CU1 members gain access to competitive products like high-yield checking, dedicated financial wellness resources to help you build a strong foundation for the future, and nationwide access through 24/7 digital and mobile banking and an expansive network of 90,000 ATMs from coast to coast. Discover better banking for all at cu1.com. Federally insured by NCUA.
After 6 years of military service, Tech Sergeant Barubi wanted to plant roots and watch them grow. He was ready to live in his hometown again. He was ready for the reserve.
All right, here's a look at the St. Mary's upcoming schedule presented by Heffernan Insurance. A couple more games against Santa Clara, and if they can win any of these 3 games, they will have a NCAA Regionals berth coming up May 15th through 17th. We'll see if they'll be playing that around here in the Bay Area. I know Stanford a possibility to possibly host a regional, or if they'll be going elsewhere, or if it'll be Santa Clara that'll be playing in that regional if they can sweep the Gales here this weekend. Kaya Silva will lead things off here for St. Mary's. 7, 8, 9 coming up here for the Gales. Taylor Lane and then Mia Zabat due up here for St. Mary's. Carrie Ferguson back out to the circle, and it looks like she's having a little conversation with her infield defense right now. And the umpire is talking to the St. Mary's head coach, Sonia Garnett, about something. And so I don't know what this conversation could be about. There's Sonia Garnett, 8th season as the St. Mary's head coach. Very accomplished head coach for the Gales. And she is still in deep conversation right now over there. And now all the umpires are going to come together. So obviously, whatever's up or whatever's wrong is important enough to get all three guys coming together to talk about it. Garnett was hired during the summer of 2018. She led St. Mary's to their second 31 season in program history in 2024 and has now led them to their third here in 2026. 2024 was their first WCC title, and of course now they've gotten a share of one in 2025 and at least a share of another one here in 2026. So, again, no idea really what's going on, what could possibly be at issue. And now the entire St. Mary's staff is talking it over with our home plate umpire, Calvin Walker. And I mean, the only thing I can think of is possibly something about the injury substitution as far as Scalini and Cardinelli is concerned. Maybe we'll see if our home plate umpire gives us a clue. Well, now he's going to go over and tell Gina Carbonado whatever's at stake. I must say, Gina Carbonado, she must be very fit because she's always running whenever she comes out of the dugout. It's a lot of fun to see. She's got a great sense of urgency out there. And now we're going to let Carrie Ferguson take some warm-up pitches. And it will remain a mystery. So Kaya Silva will come up to the plate. The world may never know. First pitch here to Silva from Ferguson. And there's a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. I always think about that, what is it, the Tootsie Pop commercial? How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? The world may never know. 0-1 pitched to Silva coming up here from Ferguson. Here it is. And that misses high, 1-1. Shadows have now fully enveloped the field here at Santa Clara Softball Stadium. As the great Ken Korak likes to say, the lights are on, but they are far from taking effect. 1-1 pitch here to Silva. And that misses low, 2-1. Taylor Lane on deck for the Gales. St. Mary's finds themselves behind for the first time here tonight. Ferguson ready. Here's the 2-1. And that one, that's some movement running in on Silva. It missed the inside corner. 3-1 count. Starting to see these fans break out the blankets. We're dipping into the low 60s, folks. 3-1 pitch. And Silva, high bouncer over to Coran. She picks it up, throws to first in time for the out. Kyra Coran, great defensive play there on a tough hop. Tough couple of hops, actually. One down in the inning. Taylor Lane will come up to the plate. Lane is 0 for 1. Well, when Ferguson left the circle after the top of the fourth, she was down by 2. Then her offense gave her 3 runs, and now she's back out there with a lead. First pitch to Lane, and Lane takes an off-speed pitch for a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. Again, Santa Clara, they need to win all 3 games this weekend against St. Mary's to advance to the NCAA tournament. The St. Mary's team that has not lost 2 in a row since early March. 0-1, and Lane takes inside, 1-1. So it would definitely be a very epic weekend for the Broncos to get this done. With that said, the only way you can do it is one game at a time. So they got to win here tonight and then move on to tomorrow. 1-1 pitch to Lane. And Lane hits this one over to second. Curran picks it up, throws to first in time for the out, and there's 2 down. So a couple of ground balls out to Clara at second base. And that'll bring up Mia Zabat. Zabat's 0 for 1. And I would expect Gina Carbonado to stick with Carrie Ferguson as long as she possibly can. The only other pitcher I'm really expecting to pitch here today, if needed, is Ellison Schroeder. First pitch here to Zabat. And Zabat takes low 1-0. In fact, really, I would not be surprised, assuming that Santa Clara continues to stay alive this weekend, I would not be surprised if we really only see Ferguson and Schroeder this weekend. Those have been the 2 best pitchers for Santa Clara, and I would think that Carbonado might want to go down with her 2 best arms. 1-0 pitch to Zabat. Swing and a miss. She was in front of a changeup. It's 1-1. Zabat, the shortstop for the Gales. And she bounces this one back to the pitcher, Ferguson. Throw to first in time. 1-2-3 inning, 3 ground balls. Carrie Ferguson with the shutdown, top of the 5th. We're going to the bottom of the 5th. 3-2 Santa Clara. You're watching college softball here on ESPN+. At Santa Clara's upcoming schedule, and you'll find it really is the inverse of St. Mary's. They'll have 2 games here against the Gales, and then Santa Clara may go to the NCAA regionals, and maybe it'll be in Northern California, maybe it won't. Either way, Santa Clara, they need to win all 3 of these games against the Gales to move on to a possible NCAA regional. Leading off the 5th year for the Broncos, the 9th-place hitter, El Merlino. First pitch from Modi Vasquez is bounced foul. And I think the swing there might have hit the catcher, De La Rosa. It's either the swing or the foul ball. Either one of them hit her. I mean, if it's the swing, then that might be catcher's interference. Let's look here. That was the ball. Wow, that hurts. Went off her helmet. I don't care how good the helmet is. That's still going to hurt. So 0-1. Vasquez gives a big hug to her catcher, De La Rosa. Catchers, do not mess with them. They are tough, and they are tougher than you. 0-1 count here to Merlino. Vasquez ready to go. A little confused by the sign there, it looks like. Now she pitches, and it's 1-1 as that misses low. Again, Santa Clara is going to need to add some runs here. Again, Carrie Ferguson's great, and I don't doubt that she could go out and shut down St. Mary's, but the Gales offense is very, very dangerous. 1-1, and that misses inside, 2-1. And this has been a magical season for St. Mary's, so you know they're going to have some magic up their sleeves. Santa Clara's got to get some insurance. 2-1 pitch coming up here to Merlino. Vasquez trying to hold the line here for the Gales. Here it is. And that's lined foul up the third base line. It's 2-2. Once again, tomorrow's game will be on ESPNU at 7 o'clock. You can watch that nationally televised broadcast. Two-two pitch coming up here to Merlino. And a swing and a miss. That was just straight filth from Vasquez. That ball was moving all over the place. One down. And here comes Kyra Karan. Karan's 0 for 2. Fun little matchup here. One of the toughest players to strike out in the WCC versus maybe the best strikeout pitcher in the WCC. What do they say? A unstoppable force versus an immovable object. First pitch here to Kyra. And that misses outside, 1-0. Delivery. Popped out to left. Lara comes in just a bit towards the foul line, and she'll make the play. So 2 down in the inning. Not a strikeout, but still an out for Vasquez. Now Karan's 0 for 3. Here comes Rebecca Rubio. Rubio got the chaos started in the 4th that led to Santa Clara's 3-run inning. She led off that 4th with a single that took a very tough hop on Cudinelli, the second basewoman at the time. That leadoff single ultimately started off the 3-run rally. Here's the first pitch to Rubio, and she takes off the outside. It's 1-0. Rebecca Rubio, second straight year where she has just been phenomenal for the Broncos in that number 2 spot. She has been the starting shortstop now for 2 years in a row. 1-0 pitch here to Rebecca. And there's a strike on the inside corner. It's 1-1. Her and Karan just make such a unique and effective top 2 in the lineup. 2 ladies that don't strike out a lot. They don't hit a lot of home runs. I mean, only 1 home run between the 2 of them so far this year, but they're just always on base. 1-1 pitch to Rubio, and this is hit out to left. Lara giving chase, and it'll just be out of her reach as that goes foul up the left field line. And it's 1-2. Lara gave a very gallant effort there trying to make that play. Here's a look at it. Lara's been flying all over the place today. Remember, she made a great play out in deep left center in the 2nd to rob extra bases from Martorella. So 1-2 now here to Rebecca Rubio. Again, Rubio, a very tough hitter to strike out. Only 11 strikeouts this season, 143 at-bats. 1-2 pitch from Vasquez. And that misses inside. 2-2. Vasquez will probably go the rest of the way, I would imagine, no matter what. 2-2 coming up here to the shortstop for the Broncos. Here's the pitch. And that's bounced foul. So Rubio putting up a fight here. Rubio, a junior for Santa Clara from Buena Park, California. Went to John F. Kennedy High School. Gets into that deep crouch in the left-handed batter's box. Puts the bat on her left shoulder. Here's the 2-2. And that's fouled away. So a fun little fight going on here between a very good hitter and a very good pitcher. 2-2. And that misses high and outside. Tried to get Rubio to go after the high cheese there, and it's a full count. Hazel Gray is on deck, leading home run hitter for the Broncos. Rubio tried to get on base for her. 3-2 pitch. And that's fouled away. So this is the 9th pitch of the at-bat coming here to Rubio. Here it is. And strike 3 called on the inside corner. Rubio strikes out for just her 12th time this season as Odie Vasquez strikes out the 3rd hitter of the day so far for her. Excuse me, 4th. We are going to the 6th inning, 3-2 Santa Clara. St. Mary's needs a run or 2. You are watching college softball here on ESPN+. How about a little know the foe action? St. Mary's, founded in 1863, 3270 their enrollment. Mahershala Ali, 2-time Academy Award winner. Corbin Burns, a great pitcher. Brian Doyle Murray. And, of course, Emily J. Smith, the director today of today's game. She is also a notable alumni. She's getting boos in the press box. That's crazy hate. 1-0 count here to the leadoff hitter for St. Mary's, Camille Lara. Ferguson ready to go, and here's the pitch. Lara bounces this one back to Ferguson, throw to first in time for the out. Great play by Ferguson. She got out of the circle very quickly and then fired a rocket over to first base for the first out of the inning. So here comes Hannah Ferguson. So a fun nugget. Hannah Ferguson scored the 47th run of the season for her back in the 4th. That ties the season record with none other than Sam Buckley, who knocked her in. She set the all-time season record for St. Mary's last year in 2025. So Ferguson 1 run away from eclipsing her teammate, and I'm sure St. Mary's would love to see it today. 0-1 pitch here to Ferguson coming up. And that misses outside. It's 1-1. Isabella Scalini on deck. She has yet to take an at-bat here today. She came in as an injury replacement for Alex Cudinelli. 1-1 to Hannah Ferguson. And she fouls this away. It's 1-2. Hannah Ferguson, again, .417 hitter coming into tonight's game. She came in 3rd in the WCC in batting average, having a phenomenal year. Trying to set the table here for the Gales in the 6th. 1-2 pitch. And strike 3 called on the inside corner. Ferguson gets Ferguson. And there's 2 down here in the inning. Here comes Isabella Scalini. So Isabella Scalini has not gotten a ton of playing time this year. She's 2 for 26 on the season with the bat in her hands. First pitch to Scalini. And she fouls it at the plate. Scalini, a junior, Bay Area girl, came from Concord, California, went to Clayton Valley Charter School, home of the Ugly Eagles. 0-1 pitch coming up here to Scalini. And this is right back to Ferguson. Goes off her over to Rubio, the shortstop. Throws to first in time for the out. Your classic 1-6-3 put out as Rubio able to field that one off the carom. And Santa Clara is 3 outs away from keeping their season alive. They're going to try to get some insurance runs first, though, before they start thinking about ending this game. You're watching college softball here on ESPN+.
Credit Union One, the official credit union of the West Coast Conference, offers the best of everyday banking. CU1 members gain access to competitive products like high-yield checking, dedicated financial wellness resources to help you build a strong foundation for the future, and nationwide access through 24/7 digital and mobile banking and an expansive network of 90,000 ATMs from coast to coast. Discover better banking for all at cu1.com. Federally insured by NCUA.
GSSI profile complete. How much sweat are you willing to lose? Because when you do that, you can surpass the hype. You can inspire generation after generation. You can compete against anything. So how much are you willing to lose? That's how you know. Hey now, say now. How much you willing to win? Hey now, say now. Hey now, say now.
Clutch Seats. Get in on the action. Don't miss the save. Scoring tickets has never been easier. Get your tickets now at soldout.com. Soldout.com is a proud partner of the West Coast Conference.
Bottom of the 6th inning, middle of the order due up here for Santa Clara. It'll be Hazel Gray, Taryn Clements, and Marie Martorella. Again, the Broncos hold a very slim 1-run lead, 3-2. St. Mary's, Odie Vasquez back out to the circle. Her goal is very simple. She's going to try to get through this inning as quickly as possible and give her ladies a chance to tie or take the lead in the top of the 7th. A fastball that she runs past Gray, who swings and misses. And it's 0-1. So 0-1 count here to Hazel. Hazel is 0 for 2. She did score a run after reaching on a fielder's choice in the 4th. 0-1 pitch. And Gray takes off the outside. It's 1-1. Again, middle of the order here for Santa Clara. The Broncos would very much like to get some insurance runs here. 1-1 pitch. And that's fouled away, 1-2. I would imagine it's going to be Carrie Ferguson again. Coming back out for the 7th, trying to get the complete game. It would be her 2nd complete game in 3 appearances. There is action in the bullpen for Santa Clara. It is Kendall Manley, but I would think they'd give Ferguson the shot as there's a base hit out to left for Hazel Gray, her first hit of the evening. And a leadoff base runner for the Broncos. Here comes Taryn Clements. Clements is 0 for 1. She had a sacrifice in the 4th after grounding out in the 2nd. So Santa Clara, they get a runner on here, and they will have an opportunity to try to get some insurance. Vasquez comes home. Clements shows bunt. She bunts it over to the first base side, bobbled, but Vasquez picks it up, throws to first in time. So a little bit of panic probably there for a lot of St. Mary's fans, but they do get the out on the bunt. It'll be another sacrifice for Clements, her 2nd tonight. And Gray will go to 2nd. So Carbonado, Gina Carbonado, the head coach for Santa Clara, obviously trying to play to get one more run here. Martorella, who knocked in the tying run Actually knocked in the first run of the game and then came around for the tying run in the fourth. Up to the plate. She hits this one out to right center, down for a base hit, and it goes off the knee of Silva. Coming around to score is Gray, and it's 4-2 Santa Clara. Have yourself a night, Marie Martorella. Martorella with the RBI. And the Broncos get their insurance. Martorella now with 2 RBIs here tonight, and remember, it was her stolen base in the fourth that really kind of generated that tying run for the Broncos. As you take another look at the action there from that last sequence. So now a visit around the circle here for St. Mary's. And so it'll be Robin Balmediano coming up to the plate here for the Broncos. And hey, keep on adding if you're Santa Clara. Another runner on here in Martorella. And they're going to give an E9 there. So they're actually going to rule an E9 there on Silva, which means no RBI for Martorella. So that changes things stats-wise a little bit as Balmediano fouls this one into the bullpen. Still a big hit for Martorella to get the action started, but she will not get an RBI there. So tough luck for her stats, but I'm sure Martorella will take it either way. 0-1 count here to Balmediano. Here's the pitch. And Balmediano takes a strike on the inside corner. It's 0-2. We'll see if Martorella decides to go. She hadn't stolen a base all year until the fourth, and then she stole her first, and it ultimately led to a bunch of chaos that allowed the Broncos to take the lead. 0-2 pitch. And that misses inside. Balmediano had to dodge out of the way. It's 1-2. One, two, one out to Balmediano. Martorella, the runner at first. 4-2 Santa Clara. Here's the pitch. And Balmediano swings and misses. It was a foul tip technically, but another strikeout there for Vasquez. Her 5th so far coming out of the pen. And there's 2 down. So here comes Leora Davidson. Take a look at Davidson's last at bat. It was an RBI single that got the Broncos within 1. Excuse me, it was the RBI single that gave the Broncos the lead. Davidson 1 for 2. Here's the pitch to her. And she swings and misses at a pitch in the dirt. It's 0-1. So we'll see if it's Carrie Ferguson or if it's Kendall Manley. Manley's warming up. I'd like to see Ferguson get a shot for the complete game, but we'll see what happens. 0-1 to Davidson. And that misses. 1-1. Santa Clara needs 3 more outs on defense to keep their season alive and survive to tomorrow's game against St. Mary's. 1-1 pitch to Davidson. Off the outside, 2-1. De La Rosa telling Vasquez to calm down. Two outs in the inning. For as good of a season as St. Mary's has had, they have been much better at home than on the road this year, as this is fouled away, 2-2. 17-1 in Moraga, 10-8 in away games for St. Mary's. So if you're going to get them, you got to get them on the road. And Santa Clara hosting this 3-game set. 2-2 count here to Davidson. Here's the pitch. And that's fouled away. Right field side. Remains 2-2. Sun has set over the buildings out in left field here in the Santa Clara campus, making for a wonderful golden hour sky beautiful orange hues out in the vista here in what is a very nice Northern California spring sunset. 2-2 to Davidson. Here's the pitch. And that's fouled away. Remains 2-2. Santa Clara with 1 run in here in the bottom of the 6th. They do have a 2-run lead, which is still kind of tenuous, but a lot less tenuous than a 1-run lead, that's for sure. Two. And that's off the outside. Taking off for second is Martorella, and she'll be safe. So Martorella, how about 2 stolen bases for her here tonight? Marie Martorella, the speed demon. As we take another look at that stolen base. Close play, actually. Much closer than I thought it was upon first look. So full count now to Davidson. Golub's on deck. She'd love to hit in this inning. Actually, Akers has come out on deck to pinch hit for Golub. 3-2. And that's fouled away, so Davidson stays alive. So still a full count here to Leora. 9 pitches in this at-bat. Number 10 will be coming up. Another 3-2 delivery. And this is hit out to right. Going back as Silva, she'll range towards the foul line and make the play in foul territory. All right, we are going to the top of the 7th. Santa Clara needs 3 outs to keep their season alive. St. Mary's needs 2 runs to tie, 3 runs or more to take the lead. We'll see what happens after the break. You're watching college softball here on ESPN+. Well, Santa Clara has played the entire evening like there is no tomorrow, but if they can get 3 more outs here, there will be a tomorrow for the Broncos, at least as far as their WCC Championship hopes are concerned. Braxton Brown will lead things off here for St. Mary's, the cleanup hitter for the Gales. Ferguson looking for the complete game and the win. Here's the pitch to Brown. And Brown swings and misses. 0-1. How about this performance from Carrie Ferguson? This is what you need your ace to do. Now, again, this game's not over. St. Mary's could rally, but so far through 6 innings, Ferguson has done about as good as you could ask for. 0-1 to Brown. And that's low and outside, 1-1. She's going to have to get through some tough customers, though. Braxton Brown and Sam Buckley, 2 of the better hitters in the WCC, leading off this 7th inning. 1-1 pitch. And Brown swings and misses. It's 1-2. Ferguson takes a walk behind the rubber. Takes a breath. Now puts the right foot on the slab. Arms on her sides. She comes together underneath the hip. 1-2 pitch. And strike 3 called on the inside corner. 1 down in the inning. Carrie Ferguson is 2 outs away from a complete game to keep her team alive in the WCC. Sam Buckley will come up to the plate. She's had the best at-bats tonight for the Gales. 2 of their 3 hits. She's also knocked in an RBI. 7 strikeouts now tonight for Carrie Ferguson. First pitch to Buckley. And that misses the outside. It's 1-0. It's funny, Ferguson, her first 4 strikeouts were swinging. Her last 3 have been looking. 1-0 here to Buckley. 1 out in the inning. And that misses inside. 2-0. The other impressive thing for Ferguson tonight, she has yet to walk anybody. Her control has been incredible. And now Gina Carbonado is going to come out of the dugout with something to say to her infield defense. And so Carbonado, who I would venture to say is already one of, if not the greatest head coach in the history of Santa Clara softball, out there to have a word with her squad. Carbonado looking to take her team to the NCAA tournament for only the 2nd time in school history after doing so for the first time last year. Gonna need 3 wins this weekend to do it, and they're 2 outs away from getting the first win of that trifecta. 2-0 count to Buckley. Here's the pitch. And this is a high drive out to center. Golub going back, and you can kiss that one goodbye. Sam Buckley with a long home run out to dead center. And St. Mary's cuts the Santa Clara lead in half. It is 4-3. 29 home runs for her career, which is the all-time record for St. Mary's. And Buckley, her 11th home run of the year, and that was a no-doubter. Well, the good news for Ferguson is because Santa Clara got her that insurance run in the bottom of the 6th, she has a mulligan, and she just used it. So she's going to have to be perfect, at least as far as runs allowed are concerned, from here on out. Here comes Andrea De La Rosa. First pitch to De La Rosa. And there's a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. Well, if you're Ferguson, it's very important to just kind of dust that one off. Look, it was a very majestic home run. It made a lot of people ooh and ah, but at the end of the day, it doesn't mean anything if you can get the last 2 outs. 0-1 pitch to De La Rosa. And that misses inside, 1-1. De La Rosa trying to get on base here. Bottom of the order here for St. Mary's. How about Sam Buckley? Now 3 for 3 with 2 RBIs and a home run. As this one misses outside, 2-1. Buckley now with 3 of the 4 hits for St. Mary's here tonight. She's really been the only one who's been able to figure out Ferguson. 2-1 here to De La Rosa. De La Rosa struck out twice tonight. Here's the pitch. And, oh, that one just misses. Very close. Both teams wanted it. St. Mary's gets it their way. It's 3-1. Well, now Ferguson's got to throw a strike. You cannot walk the potential tying run on base. Three-1 pitch. And that's bounced foul, 3-2. Again, Ferguson has yet to walk anyone here tonight. Be a bad time for the first. Full count now here to the catcher for St. Mary's. What a game this has been. Very well played. 2 teams that are very familiar with each other, that have ruled the WCC over the last few years. Two teams who both hope to make the NCAA tournament this year. 3-2 to De La Rosa. And a swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt. The changeup again. Second strikeout of the inning. 8 strikeouts in the game. And Santa Clara is 1 out away from keeping their season alive. And St. Mary's is going to send up a pinch hitter. It'll be Lauren Tran coming up to the plate here for the Gales. So Tran, the last hope here for St. Mary's as she pinch hits for Silva. Tran having a heck of a season. 385 batting average, 814 OPS. A nice little secret weapon for St. Mary's off their bench. Ferguson, her first pitch. And Tran takes way high. It's 1-0. If this game were to go on to the next spot in the St. Mary's batting order, Tori Cervantes appears to be the hitter that'll come up for the Gales. She's on deck. 1-0 here to Tran. Tran just holding that bat at the top of the strike zone. Here's the pitch. And that's bounced foul, squibbed off the end of the bat. It's 1-1. So 2 strikes away is Ferguson from ending this game. 1-1 count. Again, St. Mary's, they will, if they are unable to pull through some magic here, they will get another shot to punch their ticket to the NCAA tournament tomorrow evening. Again, that game will be on ESPNU. ESPN sending the A-team broadcasters to broadcast that one. 1-1 pitch to Tran. And strike on the inside corner. It's 1-2. Ferguson 1 strike away from striking out the side and giving Santa Clara hope for another day. 1-2 count. 2 outs. 4-3 Santa Clara. Ferguson sets. The pitch to Tran. Misses high. 2-2. And that might have been a little bit of a nervous pitch there. You know Ferguson understands the moment. So she'll reset and do it again here. 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Lined right back to Ferguson off her leg, and Tran's going to reach first base. So that'll be a base hit for Tran, and St. Mary's keeps this game alive. And the pinch hitter will be Tori Cervantes. Another look at that replay. Ball hit very hard off the leg of Ferguson. They're going to make sure Ferguson's okay. So Tran does her job. She gets on base. Trainer seems to think everything checks out. Tran, the runner at first, has 1 stolen base this season. We'll see if she tries to go here. Tori Cervantes, the hitter at the plate now. Cervantes, a .267 hitter this season with 3 RBIs. So Cervantes, a senior from Aromas, California. And she comes up in a huge spot. 2 outs in the inning. Tran, the runner at first. Ferguson. Hasn't been easy in the 7th, but she still has an opportunity to end this game and keep the Santa Clara season alive. First pitch to Cervantes. Outside, 1-0. Zabat is on deck, so it doesn't look like she will be pinch hit for if she comes up to the plate. A Sam Buckley home run in the inning, cut the lead to 1. Tying run on base here for the Gales. 1-0 pitch to Cervantes. And a squibber out to second. Coran fields it, throws to first, and Santa Clara will live to see another day. The Broncos defeat the Gales 4-3. And the Broncos are a third of the way to what would be an incredible feat if they can sweep the Gales and go to the NCAA tournament. St. Mary's, well, they're just going to have to regroup and get ready for tomorrow. They'll have another shot to win the WCC in tomorrow night's game on ESPNU. Let's look at our play of the game here, presented by Rabbit Office Automation, and it is the go-ahead RBI single from Leora Davidson, which made it 3-2 at the time. The Broncos would end up winning this game 4-3, and what was just a great team effort for Santa Clara. And again, these two teams will meet again tomorrow night with the same thing on the line. St. Mary's with a chance to win the conference outright. Santa Clara needing another win to force a win-or-go-home contest on Saturday. Let's all take a deep breath, folks. That was a heck of a game. All right. Remember that tomorrow the Gales and Broncos face off again at 7 p.m. The game will be nationally televised on ESPNU. For our directors, Carter Scott and Emily J. Smith, and our entire ESPN production team, I am Kyle Morrison. Thanks for watching. This has been a presentation of ESPN. I hope all of you have a fantastic Thursday evening wherever you may be.